The Tiger Who Came to Tea at the Raffles Hotel by Kathy Creamer. Tea in England and other places could mean a drink, but in England and the British Empire, tea can also mean an afternoon meal. In the times of the British Raj of India, tiffin also meant an afternoon meal. When in Singapore, feed at Raffles. And that's exactly what a hungry tiger did one day, long, long ago, when he decided to drop in at the famous Raffles Hotel for tea. Round and round the hotel went the tiger, upsetting chairs, plates, and hotel guests, pursued by the bellboy, the hotel manager, the doorman, and the great hunter, Major Blunder, who began the Raffles Tiger Hunt. What happened to the tiger? What happened to the guests? And how did the tiger hunt end? Read this hilarious account of the amazing true story to find out. The Tiger Who Came to Tea at the Raffles Hotel by Kathy Creamer. Written and illustrated by Kathy Creamer, published by Little Pink Dog Books in Australia. Raffles Hotel is one of the most famous hotels in the world. Many important people have stayed here. Sultans and kings, prime ministers and politicians, writers and artists, film stars and musicians, all like to say that they visited Raffles Hotel. I'd like to tell you an old story about one particular visitor to Raffles, an unusual visitor who was not at all welcome. He came to a rather sad end, but he succeeded in making himself very famous indeed. One very hot day, long, long ago, in old Singapore, there was a hungry tiger who decided to pay a visit to the famous Raffles Hotel. "I wonder what's on the menu," said the tiger as he sniffed the warm air. "I'd like something really tasty for my tea." The tiger walked softly and silently up the white marble steps of the big hotel. The doorman and the bellboy couldn't believe their eyes when they saw the tiger creeping into the hallway. They both hid behind a big potted palm until the hungry tiger passed them by. Then they ran as fast as their legs could carry them to tell the hotel manager and Major Blunder, the great hunter, about the tiger. The hungry tiger prowled about in the hallway until he found the tiffin room. It was full of hotel guests who were sitting at beautifully laid tables and tucking into all sorts of delicious food from the Raffles Hotel kitchen. There was spicy tiffin curry with crispy papadums and tasty chutney, succulent roast beef, and Yorkshire pudding with lashings of gravy, sweet chicken satay, and fragrant rice, shrimp noodles, peppered rump steak with French fries, and hot nasi goreng with a lot of chili. "Mmm," said the tiger as he licked his lips. He opened his huge jaws and roared his loudest roar. All the people in the tiffin room stopped eating and stared in horror at the hungry tiger. Then there was a lot of loud crashing and smashing of plates and cups and glasses and bowls as the people began to run out of the room. "Help! There's a huge hungry tiger!" they all screamed. "It's going to eat us!" Some people hid under their chairs, while others jumped up on the tables and climbed onto the magnificent chandeliers. But the hungry tiger wasn't interested in eating people. He could smell something far more delicious, something that Raffles Hotel was very famous for: tiffin curry. He sat down at a table and helped himself to a big plate of spicy curry, which he gobbled up, all in one great mouthful. He ate up all the papadums and all the chutney too. Later, he ate all the succulent roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, and then he drank all the gravy. He swallowed up all the hot nasi goreng. He chomped the peppered steaks with French fries. He gorged on all the shrimp noodles. He crunched his way through all the sweet chicken satay, and he even ate the satay sticks. He didn't waste a single scrap. The tiger kept on eating until he wasn't hungry any more. He sat back in his chair and burped, an enormous burp. "I'm stuffed," he growled, "but now I'm thirsty. That nasi goreng was full of chili. I need a cool drink. Burp." The thirsty tiger sniffed the air. "There's water nearby," he growled, and off he went, following his nose. Just as the tiger disappeared round a corner, the hotel manager, Major Blunder, the doorman, and the bellboy burst into the tiffin room. The hotel manager was in his pajamas because he had attended the Raffles Hotel fancy dress ball the night before and had only just gone to bed. "Has anybody here seen a tiger?" asked the hotel manager, rubbing his sleepy red eyes. "Yes," said all the trembling guests. "It went that way." And they all pointed in the direction in which the tiger had gone. "Don't worry, by Jove, I'm a famous hunter," boasted Major Blunder. "I've shot hundreds of tigers in India. I'll have you know, I'm a crack shot, what?" "Did he say he was a crack shot or a crackpot?" asked the man who was dangling from a chandelier. "I'll soon blast the blighter," said Major Blunder, waving a huge shotgun in the air. "Tally-ho, what?" The hotel manager, Major Blunder, the doorman, and the bellboy began to track the tiger along the cool corridors of the hotel. Meanwhile, the thirsty tiger prowled around the palm-fringed verandas outside. He crept up to a man who was lying in the sun on one of the long chairs. The man had also been to the fancy dress ball the night before. He had enjoyed himself so much that he didn't want to go to bed. He had fallen asleep on the long chair instead, and was now snoring loudly. "What a noise," said the tiger to himself. "He sounds just like a warthog." The tiger sniffed the man just to make quite sure that he wasn't really a warthog, and then he went on his way. Soon he came to the Palm Court Garden, where the hotel guests were sitting in the sun, drinking Singapore slings and listening to a man playing the piano. The tiger licked his lips. He opened his huge jaws and roared an enormous roar. "Help! A tiger!" screamed all the people. "A savage tiger!" Glasses smashed and tables crashed as people jumped up and ran away. Some of them climbed up the palm trees, and the man playing the piano jumped into it and shut the lid with a bang. But the tiger wasn't interested in them. He just wanted a long, cool drink. He spotted the hotel swimming pool and bounded over to the sparkling blue water. Then he crouched and lapped the water noisily. At that moment, the hotel manager, Major Blunder, the doorman, and the bellboy arrived at the scene. "By thunder, we've got the blighter!" yelled Major Blunder as he raised his shotgun and peered down the barrel. The tiger looked up just in time to see Major Blunder point his shotgun at him and take aim. The tiger turned and raced away like lightning across the palm court garden and into the bushes. Then he was gone. "Oh, bad luck, old man," said Major Blunder. "He's using camouflage tactics now. We'll just have to flush him out, what?" The hotel manager, Major Blunder, the doorman, and the bellboy bravely followed the tiger. They tracked the tiger by following its huge footprints through the bushes and under the billiard room floor. The billiard room was on stilts, like many of the buildings in old Singapore. But there the footprints faded. "Blast it, we've lost the trail, old boy," said Major Blunder, looking very disappointed. "Never mind," said the hotel manager. "Let's hope he's gone back into the jungle where he belongs." The hotel manager, Major Blunder, the doorman, and the bellboy all began to walk back towards the palm court garden. Little did they know that the tiger was now tracking them. Suddenly, there came a ferocious growl from behind the bougainvillea bushes, and a pair of bright green eyes peered out at them all. "There's the blighter!" yelled Major Blunder. "I'll get him this time." Major Blunder quickly took aim with his shotgun and fired. Bang, bang! But he missed. The tiger was now furious at being shot at, and he leaped out at them, growling, snarling, and ready to sink his sharp teeth into the first person he could catch. But this time the hotel manager raised his gun and pulled the trigger. Blam, blam! That was the sad end of the hungry tiger. All the hotel guests came to look at the huge dead tiger, lying stretched out on the lalang. "What a beautiful animal," said the hotel manager. "It's a great shame that I had to shoot him, but he might have killed one of us." "Just look at his golden coat and thick black tiger stripes," said the bellboy. "What huge, sharp white teeth and long whiskers," said the doorman. "And oh, just look at those enormous feet, as big as dinner plates," said the hotel guests. "Yes, he was an attractive chap," said Major Blunder. "Rotten shame we had to pop him off. What? But he might have eaten someone. For tea. Never mind, there are many more tigers in the jungle." Now, this story happened a long, long time ago, when there were indeed many thousands of tigers living in the jungle. But today, in our modern world, the tiger is an animal in danger. They are losing their jungle habitat and are being hunted for the beautiful coats, shiny sharp teeth, and huge bones. In the future, the beautiful tiger could become extinct, just like the dinosaurs. Organizations like the World Wildlife Fund are fighting to save the tiger and many other endangered species. Now, if the hungry tiger came to tea at Raffles Hotel today, it would be a very different story indeed. The zoo would be called in to capture the tiger safely. The tiger would then be taken to his own jungle enclosure within the zoo. There he would be looked after by his keepers and would be fed and well cared for. And while the zookeepers were on their way to collect the tiger from Raffles Hotel, the hotel staff would feed him a sumptuous Raffles tea. When the tiger finished gobbling up all the wonderful gourmet food, he would certainly want to quote the famous author Rudyard Kipling, who always said, "When in Singapore, feed at Raffles." What very good advice indeed. The end.